Hey guys, what's up? I know it's Thursday. We're on to the next week. Blah blah blah, all that stuff. I know everyone's kind of tired of talking about the past game against the Bills, but I've got one more play I want to look at because I was looking at this stuff and I was like, this is interesting to me. This is something I'm curious about. So kind of hope maybe you guys are as well. And then we'll get out of your hair. We'll move on to the Lions game, and we'll go from there. So what I want to look at here is we're going to look at a couple different things. First one is we will look at Romeo Dobbs because he has a great route, and then this is going to go to Aaron Jones on the angle route. So we'll set ourselves beforehand 11 personnel. We're going to have a stack look, kind of a 2x2. We've got a stack look over there, 2x2 because it's 2x2, 2x2 with Aaron Jones as the lone back kind of offset to this side here. So Dobbs has a nice route. This goes to Aaron Jones on the angle route. It's 11 personnel. What we'll talk about is the situation, because this is fourth quarter. They're down 10, trying to make a comeback. You got to score quickly to either get that field goal, get that touchdown, get the onside kick. You got to give yourself hopefully score quickly and give yourself as much time as possible to tie and or win the game. That's what you're looking for. 2 minutes left. So you got the 2-minute warning, fourth quarter. You want to push something down the field. This is going to go on an angle route to Aaron Jones, which normally I love angle routes and it's fun, but also middle of the field when you're trying to score, not the greatest. And again, we're going to talk about Romeo Dobbs because he has a really, really nice route. So we're going to watch him. We're talking about the defense a little bit and go from there. So you can see him kind of sets up to the outside shoulder, kind of pushes that guy who's kind of dropping out, pushes the outside shoulder, punches up, hits the seam. Really, really nice. All right. That throw goes to Jones on the angle, like I said. Okay, so what are we looking at here? A couple things. So defensively, pre-snap, the quarterback has a pre-snap read, pre-snap picture in his head, post-snap picture. So you're looking, what am I looking at pre-snap? What am I looking at post-snap? And then you know what you're running, and so how does that work? Again, you're trying to push the ball, and so that informs a lot of things, and maybe should inform something here. We'll get into that. Either way, too high look before the snap. So too high look could be, if they stay in this look, post-snap, I should say, cover two, which would you kick kind of drops there. And again, we'll kind of look at, we'll say here, we'll just look at this side because this is our relevant side, is going to be two vertical routes there. And I think they're going to be vertical on that side, but again, doesn't matter. So cover two, you're clouding that, which would make sense because you're trying to take that away. You don't want them to score on you quickly. And so having a cover two look would make sense there for the defense. So if this is cover two and a too high, there's that. Now, the other thing would be a lot of too high. You can have a quarters look. So quarters look would be here. I talk about this in another video. So these would be boundary guys would be your quarter defenders. And depending on the drops, depending on how the routes distribute, that can inform kind of what the breakdown is in terms of this. Now, for a quarters look, for this guy here, actually, for both these guys, we'll look specifically at this guy. We'll not do here, is if this route from Dobbs goes vertical, and we know that it does, it's his responsibility. So either way, so I say all that to say, on a too high look, if this is cover two or whether it's quarters, the vertical route, not that it's unavailable, but it's not something you're really looking to throw pre-snap. This is not something they're looking to throw if they hold into this, because that's going to be capped. That route specifically is going to be capped by the defense here. So that's pre-snap. What do we see post-snap? Well, it's different. You can see this. You've got this guy now is dropping back. So you got a single high robber situation. So this guy's dropping down. This guy's dropping back. This guy is left hash. That guy's left hash. He's bailing. Guy in the corner is bailing. So instead of cover one, or likely the way they kind of turn, they're running with them. It's a single high coverage, cover one, cover three, whatever. I'm not really going to go into specifics there. Either way, the point is you've got a robber in the mix who is coming down and his feet kind of flat, and your single high safety is dropping back this way on the left hash, which means this route here, provided he beats this man, and he does, and even if he doesn't, the way this stuff develops, that guy's out of the picture anyway, this seam route is available to you in a way that it's not under cover two. So kind of look at that again. Forward a little bit. He now beats him. Red Dobbs beats him right here. Now Rodgers has a nice pocket. Talk about that in a second. Pushes outside, pushes up. This defender here, that robber, feet flat, looking forward. This guy here, still not at the left hash. He's dropping back in a single high, which gives you right there, because this guy on the outside, so you've got a vertical route from your guy. He's running. This guy's running vertical as well. Hips turn. He's running vertical. So you can't really fade this throw. You can't fade it over here because ideally against a single high, you'd like to be able to fade this. If this was a fade route from the slot, this outside guy would be a hitch. You're a curl. You're going to hitch it there because you want to draw this guy up, and then you can fade it. You've got room for that. They're trying to score, so you're leaving a couple options on the table here, which means this guy here is running a vertical. He's not running it, which again means you're tying up the boundary, which is good, tying up the boundary safety, because if you don't do that, this guy could still fade into the throw and the fade's gone. So you're stressing this guy vertically, which means you can't fade the throw, but you can throw it there. So again, Rogers kind of getting ready to throw. He's looking down the field. You got single high safety. You got a flat-footed robber. You've got this guy who is now his responsibility to drop down and pick that up. You've got the seam open. The vertical's there. It has to be a good throw, but Rogers has a clean pocket. The quarterback in the NFL, you could make this throw. So Rogers checks it down. Again, not ideal. Talk about this in a second. It's fourth quarter. It's 2 minutes left. You need chunk plays. What you don't need is a 5-yard completion in the middle of the field. You need to pick up chunk yards. Defense isn't going to give you much. So when you have your opportunities, you need to take them. Now, a couple different things. This is the fourth quarter. As I just said, 2 minutes left. I did not look at the pressure numbers for this. I should look at the pressure numbers for this. I know Rogers was sacked twice. I don't know what the pressure numbers will look like, but I also know that the offensive line was getting bullied all day. Guys on the defensive line, and part of that, the offensive line for the Packers is a little bit in flux. Some of those guys still not quite playing the way you'd like to see them play. Still guys moving around a little bit. And the Bills' defensive line is really good. They're getting in there. They're forcing some quick throws. Rogers was pretty quick with the ball. I think 2.6 seconds to throw, which is higher than it had been. But a lot of that was due to some of the shots, some of the short game stuff. He was looking to just take those steps, get the ball out. So there's a human aspect. There's a psychological element of this in terms of they've been winning all day. I need to get the ball out quickly. So that could be what factored in this. Starts breaking down a little bit, but the line holds. Von Miller on the edge here. He kind of does a spin, tries to get inside, but they hold. They do a good job. Rogers has a beat, even though maybe he feels like he doesn't have a beat because of how the game is going. I don't really know. But what I do know, and we'll look at this from our read perspective, is going to be Rogers is going to – he takes a short glance. He doesn't take a long glance at the field. He kind of glances more. A lot of times you read that backside safety. I will do this. A lot of times you read the backside safety, and I say backside because you had – 2 and 3. To read that backside safety, a lot of times he's going to tell you what the defense is doing. So you can look straight down the middle, and by looking straight down the middle, you'll see the backside safeties rotating. And then you kind of take a quick glance and see we got a robber over here. So again, pre-snap picture tells you one thing, tells you cover 2, quarters, whatever. This vertical route from Dobbs is out, but that post-snap read takes that away. Post-snap read tells you we got a robber situation. That's actually open. So that post-snap processing is the second part of this. But again, there's the human element. Maybe he wants to get rid of the ball quickly. I can't speak on that. I have no idea. But take a quick look down the middle of the field. I've got the rotation. I've got the rotation set. On the drop, he's going to look, kind of check over here in this area and see there's the robber. You can kind of get eyes on him. He'd already checked kind of linebacker there as well. We already know this guy's dropping. You kind of check over here. You're looking at this area. You can see this man here who's kind of, looking to hit him. And maybe this is what throws it off. Maybe he sees this, sees Dobbs kind of getting redirected. He sees that outside release. Dobbs is getting misdirected there. Well, okay, I'm not going to throw that because that's not going to end well. I can't linger on that. I can't wait to see if that gets open because the offensive line has given me troubles, even though it's good on this play or late in the game. And so maybe this is where the choice was made. Where so now he sets, by the time he set, flat-footed. This guy's still outside the left hash. This guy dropping down to pick up Aaron Jones, which leaves seam wide open. So I don't know if this play has come up specifically. I've not seen Rodgers or LaFleur talk about this specific play. And I don't know why they would. It's a play late in the game. They're already down 10. Even a conversion here, they likely do not win this game. So it was not a big key moment in the game. Ultimately, it's a completion in the middle field to Aaron Jones. Clock's running. You get up quickly. You run the second play. Not a play that's going to stand out. But I do wonder if asked about this play, if this is something Rodgers would be like, we saw this on film later. This is something I wish we could have back. And I don't know what the reasoning for that would be. I don't know if you would even say that. Then maybe there's something else to that. Maybe he's looking for this guy to drop a little more. Maybe he's got this boundary guy. Maybe they'd seen something and he thinks he's going to cap that or something. But just from my eye, from watching this, it certainly looks like, based on the checks, based on the post snap, I understand the pre snap read, based on change from the pre snap to post snap, where you got the single high. Once again, based on you got the single high with the robber, and this guy's passing off because you're able to take a little check there. You've got the seam open to Dobbs in a way you didn't have a cover to. So this is one that stood out as they had a chance, potentially a chance for something here. I'd love to hear maybe an explanation as far as why this was not thrown. That's something I'd be curious about. I am very much one who believes that Rodgers has not missed a lot of reads, but he does here. It looks like maybe processing a little quicker. Again, maybe that's speeding up because of the line. But this does look like one that, to my eyes, I think is likely missed a little bit. That just based on that post snap rotation that you can see maybe this throw is open. So love to hear an explanation on it. Likely we're not getting an explanation on it because it's Thursday. Looking forward to the Lions. But again, small play, likely not important in the grand scheme of things, but just one that stood out to me, mainly because they're out from Romeo Doubs is really, really cool. So hope you guys enjoyed this as always, and I will talk to you next time.